The one and only. Yo, one night we should chop a huge ass T-bone. I'd love to see you rip that shit apart. Just like old times.
Gumbo, what are you doing? Hmm? What are you doing? Hmm? Gumbo, come here. What you doing? Hmm? What you doing, Gumbo? Hmm? Hello? Either Saturday, well, it's Sunday because y'all said y'all have an engagement. So, yeah. Well, yeah, that's why I said Sunday because y'all have an engagement. So, oh, why are you going? I didn't think it would be. Oh well, I have a question. Well, I have a question. I mean, it's too late now, but I mean, I have a question. I'm at. I mean, I don't. I mean, I was just gonna ask you. No, I mean, I don't think it's nothing pressing. Hmm. I mean, that's fine with me. I just didn't know if you wanted it with like daylight and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, the store closes early, so if you need anything, you gotta get it now. At 5. Yeah.
Hey,
Okay, sounds good. Okay. Okay. All right. Good night.
Hey, gangsta. Listen, I just bought a killer new accordion.
Hello, my best friend.
Yeah, you
It's
should
me,
totally come
Ali
over and try it
Schwartzman.
out.
I have something very important to discuss, but due to an undiagnosed paranoid personality disorder most likely inherited from my mother, I cannot talk over the phone. Please, come and meet me. I have arranged a van with a GPS that will take you to my location.
hey.
Okay, boss, today we're legit. We got a client needing washed. Told them the owner would collect and drop off the car personally and in spotless condition. I just love hearing him smile, you know? Once you arrive, look for a lockbox. The owner should have dropped the car keys in there for you.
Show your outfit.
It's not sexual harassment if I like it. I was in his office all night.
I got looking forward to the weekend, I tell you.
Shit. No way.
Haha, well, well.
Fucking asshole!
I don't like this traction at all. I really don't.
Fucking loser!
Review just in. Beautiful work, excellent service. Fell in love with the guy on the phone, 5 stars. Uh-huh.
The car that he had used to not only drive to Rhode Island, but then back to home. Then there was security footage that captured him within a half mile of the professor's residence in Brooklyn. And there is a video footage of him entering an apartment building in the location of the professor's apartment. And then later that evening, he is seen about an hour later entering the storage unit wearing the same clothes that he had been seen wearing right after the murder. This is the evidence we have right now. We are coming to you tonight because the federal complaint was unsealed and they wanted to provide you with the information and to assure the public that law enforcement collectively believe that we have the person, that we identified the person, and that person is dead, and that he was the person responsible not only for the Brown shootings, but for the Brooklyn shooting.
So we're good to go. I think. You've done great. And this won't be a problem. No one is going to want to admit that anything happened here. According to my sources, well, Mr. Percival won't be successfully bidding on any government contracts and can't stop himself from being robbed. You'll be fine. It's going to require a little bit of finesse. 2 teams, chopper crew, ground crew, all of you will be flying in together. Ground crew is going to jump into the labs, set off the EMP, make their way toward the information we're after while the power is down. Chopper crew holds position in the air, deals with incoming security teams. Once the ground crew has what we're after, you coordinate an evac and meet my contact with the file. Are we clear? So remember, if we never meet again, we never met at all. I love you all, which is why it's best we pretend that nothing happened. And if it did happen, it wasn't me, and it wasn't me because I was never here. Stay strong. I love you all. Love you. And that's how we don't get caught doing naughty things.
Mhm.
What can I get you? Stay strapped. Allora, vale.
Not wire hangers.
Jesus fuck!
Why do you keep calling me? Slick, right? I thought we settled this. I sent it online. Bye. Quit calling me.
So, are you ready? This should be pretty easy. I've kept it simple since you all seem pretty simple. In a good way. In a good straight ahead, low IQ kind of. Oh no, that's too. Stop it. Stop it. It's the new meds. Okay, armed robbery. Here we go. Whew. Here it is. Keep it simple. You go in heavy. You go in well armed. Some of you will do crowd control. The vault team will go downstairs, blow the first vault door with the thermal charges. Then use the card to get into the network and open the second vault door. And then look out, because you'll have about 2 minutes before every cop in town is waiting for you outside the bank. So you move fast. You get on the bikes, you split, and then we meet at the rendezvous point, okay? Good luck, people. Nothing can go wrong. It's all good. I'm all good.
Alright, here we go. The one we've all been waiting for. Alright, put your masks on when you get in the bank. Then crowd control. We're on, well, crowd control. You get in their faces. Shout at them. Shoot near them if you have to. Just try not to kill them. Mind you, that wouldn't be cool. Demolitions, hacker, your first job's to subdue the guards. Again, try and do it without killing them. Then when that's done, go downstairs and hit the vault. I've given you special carbines with suppressors. Use them wisely. Like I said, this is a big deal, people. Don't fuck it up. Go, go! We need crowd control managing hostages. Demolitions and hacker putting down guards. Again, try not to kill the hostages. If this goes to shit, we'll need collateral. Guards are down? Okay, demolitions blow the first gate. Charges are on a timer. Keep that in mind. Remember, the gates you're going through are a special alloy. Only the thermal charges you got from the convoy will work on them.
And I'm out. No, girl, let's go to the makeup house. Sorry, Jimmy, that's too much. Jalen? Oh, you want, girl? I'm ready to get out of here. They're not raising the price. This shit's too high. Girl, let's go to the makeup house. Girl, I'm gonna get paid $6 to makeup. I'm gonna get some toothpaste to brush this mouth. But girl, this is too high here. I'm girl, that's Colgate for $1.25. You said it's too high. You said it's too high. It's $1.25. You for the Colgate?
That's it. The vault door is opening. Demolitions. Use the remaining thermal explosives on the titanium gates in the vault.
These pricks! I'll be a good boy!
I get it, I get it!
She left! Those doors were ready for I don't like
Right. It's not too bad. Sorry. Hi, how you doing? Yes. Me too. Thanks. Yes, they're gonna make up. Oh, what you want me to do in the makeup house? That's fine. You some floors. Oh, it said recording in process. Hey. Mm-hmm. Hey. Hey. Hey, you want me to get some lip gloss? Yeah. You want some lip gloss, Diane? What trick you talking about? Girl, they took a lint remover and flipped the wig up and got the glue out. Forget the lint remover. I thought that was a brush. They gotta have a level. Girl, let me find it. Let me. What you take off? I take off. Your power don't went down? No, my power was up. It's can't with the last beat. No. You tired of being? I'm tired of being here. What you feel? Feel the poverty all over me. What the heck are you doing? Think about the pump. The pump. Shit. I'm from inside. Jay, you can't do that. I can't do it. Jay, you can't do that. Jay, you can't do it. What? You can't do what? You can't. Jay, you can't do that. Can't do that, Jay. You got no ass like that. I'm finna shit in your car. Not you that shit feel worse. That shit feel worse than the egg. That shit feel like an open pickle egg job. I didn't ask for it. What's wrong with you? First of all, John, you done shit in that damn house. I know how you smell. That shit smell like egg salad and potato salad together. They've been sitting out on the counter. That shit is terrible. John, what did you eat?
2 years free from hair? Discover Portland Smart IPL, the smart alternative to laser. It's over for you. This is 2 years free from hair and hair.
The cops have cleared all vehicles near the bank. You're being run by those bikes. I'll take you on the best route, trying to keep you away from as many cops as I can. I need you to stay together. Come out of the bank, take a left down Vinewood Boulevard, and duck down the alley to the right. Go, 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 go! Keep going down the alley. Now, further down the hill, take a right. You don't want to hang around out there. Follow the route as quick as you can. All right, now you're going across the road to the next alley. Now, make a play for the bikes, so they're up ahead where you stashed them behind that apartment building. We left some body armor by the bikes if you need it. Grab and go, people, grab and go!
Reloading over here.
Use the bikes to get away from the cops and to get upstate. We left the dinghy at Red Canyon. That's your exit plan. There's a route coming to your GPS now. It'll take you off-road, away from the cops, and towards our boat. Stay together or go a different way if you want, but this'll be the safest route. I like the way you operate. If this job had gone different, we'd be dealing with a whole lot more cops. Right about now, the CEO of Tax Standard is calling the mayor. He's probably patched in the chair of the union depository. So, have any dye packs gone off in the bags? Do you know because you'd be covered in paint? No? That means the transponders worked. Thank you, Avi Schwartzman. Keep going. Don't worry about the cops. Worry about getting to the canyon. Okay, you're coming into Chiliad State Park. We're almost out of this. Almost. Keep following your GPS. It'll take you through the forest, around the hills, toward the canyon. Okay, now this next bit's gonna sound crazy, but crazy's often what gets you out of trouble. You're coming up to a rickety old bridge. Cross it, aim for the cliff, and drive right off. Then pull your parachute and get in the boat we've left for you in the river. That's your way out. Come to think of it, Kurz boost just before you jump might be the best way to get away from the cliff. As soon as you're airborne, get your brakes and start gliding. That's easy, right? Coming from a guy who walks with a cane. to get upstate. We left a dinghy at Ratton Canyon. That's your exit plan. There's a route coming with your GPS now. It'll take you off-road, away from the cops, and towards our boat. Stay together or go a different way if you want, but this'll be the safest route. Come on, move! You don't want to hang around out there. Follow the route as quick as you can. I like the way you operate. If this job had gone different, we'd be dealing with a whole lot more cops.
you ready? This should be pretty easy. I've kept it simple since you all seem pretty simple. In a good way. In a good way. In a good, straight ahead, low IQ kind of. Oh, no, let's stop it. It's the new meds. Okay.
Ground control managing hostages. Demolitions and hacker putting down guards. Again, try not to kill the hostages. If this goes to shit, we'll need collateral. The guards are down? Okay, demolitions, blow the first gate. Charges are on a timer. Keep that in mind. Remember, the gates you're going through are a special alloy. Only the thermal charges you got from the convoy will work on them. Stay in control. If they think you're weak, they might try something. Demolitions through the first gate. Crowd control, get behind there and get your guns in the tellers. Now, there's a second gate that'll get you access to the lower level. Blow it. Let the hostages know what happens to heroes, yeah? This ain't the movies. Hacker, you're up. We've repackaged that other crew's hardware. Plug it into the access panel and get into the bank network. If you don't control the crowd or you have to pop someone, this thing is gonna get a whole lot more difficult. That's it. The vault door is opening. Demolitions. Use the remaining thermal explosives. explosives on the titanium gates in the vault. Boom! You're in! Get all the cash you can carry!
honestly don't really know what I'm doing. But I'm currently working on making my first chainmail shirt. I honestly don't really know what is my progress so far. I was wondering how much room should there's my progress on it. I also know like wiggle room around to like be tight enough, like not be too tight, because I really don't know what I'm doing. I feel like this is way too much.
This is Crystal.
How?
Motherfucker's studied on my way. Shit, it ain't much, but it's better than nothing. Flipping them burger patties is adding the fuck up. Motherfuckers study. Still don't know how to feel about the hair being like this. Still don't know how to feel about the hair being like this. Still don't know how to feel about the hair being like this.
I don't have a girlfriend. I have a wife. Even though we're not married yet, she's
Okay, you bring this on yourself and you know it, okay? The problem is, you just trust too much. The only way to be happy in love, girl, is to be suspicious of every word the motherfucker says.
Hey, remember me? It's
Don't
Mama.
worry. You'll learn one.
What's up?
How you doing?
You knew traffic was gonna be bad. Why didn't you plan ahead of time? I cannot believe you standing me up again. You better not be with no bitch. Oh, when you get home, I'm gonna smell your dick. So you best keep it in your pants. Whatever, liar.
Dependable constipation relief? Try Seneca. It works differently than other laxatives.
You can bet it's going to continue to be processed, even though the car still at this point is gone, Laura.
And we have even seen the prosecuting side of the facility where he was found dead as well. We know that from our great Brian Todd's interview with the police chief, we're waiting for the medical examiner to determine the time of death. Danny Friedman, thank you so much. I want to go back to seeing Chief Law Enforcement Intelligence Analyst John Miller. John, how important is this car in tying both these shootings together?
Well, it's going to be essential. You've got two firearms in there, So steps that have to be taken now are, they have their search warrant. They've got to deal with the medical examiner and the body suspect. But ATF has to take responsibility about this run it through the NIBIN system. The NIBIN system will allow them to match shell casings fired from that weapon to the shell casings. When I say shell casings, 44 shell casings recovered at the scene of that shooting. One spent round, one unfired round, which may have been from clearing a jam. But that means he ejected 44 shell casings. It means he went through a 30-round magazine, which is an extended magazine, and another one. Through the NIBIN system, they'll do the microscopic analysis, and they will scientifically connect that gun to the crime scene if they are a match. Then there is DNA that was recovered on shell casings.
Well done. Pick this up for a living. We're making progress here. Like I said, nothing complex or dangerous, and that is exactly the way I want you to approach this next little task. We are going to borrow something off the Navy, an EMP. They're not going to mind. The thing is kept on a plane. The plane is kept on a boat. The boat is kept in the ocean. All very simple. You're borrowing something off the government, like a library. You are going to bring the plane here. We're going to unload the EMP, sell the plane to fund the rest of the operation, write off the late fees. Easy. After that, you need to deliver the EMP here. We're going to borrow a helicopter from here, and we should be good to go. All right? Great. Good. Call me.
Welcome to a special edition of The Story. As I know, it's Michaelson live in Los Angeles. We begin with breaking news: the Brown University mass shooting. Police say the suspect is dead, taking his own life in a storage unit in Salem, New Hampshire. Law enforcement swarmed that facility late Thursday night after someone came forward with information. Investigators found an abandoned car with a license plate matching the one from a vehicle possibly used by that Brown University suspect. Here's Providence Police Chief Oscar Perez.
The individual was identified as Claudio Neves Valenti. Date of birth, and he was a 48-year-old man. He was a Brown student. He was a Portuguese national, and his last known address was in Miami, Florida. And I will tell you that he took his own life tonight.
Police say they believe that Claudia Valente acted alone in the shooting of Brown University, which killed 2 and wounded 9 others. They say he was found with a satchel, 2 firearms, and evidence matching the crime scene. And there's a big twist. The U.S. Attorney in Boston says Valente also shot and killed an MIT professor at his home in Brookline, Massachusetts on Monday.
Previously, he attended the same academic program as the MIT professor, Guido in Portugal between 1995 and 2000.
15 coverage tonight. We'll start things off with CNN Danny Freeman.
The EMP is out at sea, but get over to Hillsborough Heights first. There's a boat there you can use as tender.
That's a good question. Since one is still in the remaining questions, actually,
Enjoy this moment of calm before the storm. It won't be an actual storm, according to my weather app, but there'll probably be explosions and waves caused by things crashing into the sea. Hopefully not you or the plane we're after. Only the bad guys will crash into the sea. It'll be uplifting but dramatic as well, so yeah. Enjoy the calm.
That's basically 80 miles north of Brown University here in Salem, New Hampshire. This this area actually came out to launch this was a small media here at the storage facility. Now it's quieted down. We actually just saw a tow company take away a car wrapped in a sort of tarp away from here. So that's the zone that's managed to cross process. So it's in the storage facility. It's that FBI investigators, local police have been in the processing the scene in there. Investigators they found their suspect inside of his own storage unit with that same location. That's not the next one. And of course, the attorney general of Rhode Island, they found a section that mass and many other things that made it clear that this was the
Coming up on the
there's some interest in that. These days, the car, I should note, was key in this area because most families over there had different license plates, but they were still able to track it here. But then also they were able to do that because the suspect himself had a storage unit in this particular storage facility that was part of his unit able to answer. So I can tell you that investigators have been active all night once they finally got a search warrant to get into that storage unit because the scene. You can expect them to continue to be processing this entire area. Video and just evidence that's the office and the suspect to allegedly go on this criminal illness.
And why did they know he was in there? How did they get there?
See, first was that abandoned car. This lady, Mrs. tripped when this particular couple was in the area, so this was the area, and they picked up the realization that once they had brought out the suspect, he actually had a storage unit that actually was back in his network in this particular spot. They then found the car abandoned here, and then it took a while. There was a lot of police personnel to set up because they waited. Originally, the race search was actually being access to that specific storage unit. Once they did that, they came out to the scene. And since they were around here, the whole area was really closed off. And then a little bit back FBI investigators arrived. They brought in big chest. And that's when usually was announcing that the suspect was found dead.
It's dead, and so we'll get back to you throughout the next couple hours here on CNN Journey Now. CNN Chief Law Enforcement Intelligence Analyst John Miller, CNC National Former Assistant Secretary of Security. John, let's start with you as somebody who's led so many investigations yourself. What's your big takeaway?
Well, it's just an incredible confluence of events where you see all of this come together after being, looked at so hard by so many for a number of days. How it all snapped together within a matter of hours. And, there's three key pieces to this. And the brief considered with Brian Todd of the untangle of all those people are actually aligned. But, it begins with a janitor Brown University who encounters a person in a bathroom and finds him suspicious and then gets a good description of him. That puts police onto the idea of let's find this person in the video cameras. What then happens is another individual posts on Reddit that he saw somebody that fit that description who seemed to be connected to a car that he triggered the key fob, but then when he saw that this guy had noticed him, he walked the other way, and then this person confronted him and said, what are you doing here? Why are you walking this way, changing direction? Why are you going towards your car? This witness also looked inside the car and saw a satchel on the ground and other things. So when he posted that on Reddit, police actually looked at that video and tried to find the moment he was describing and sees that the suspect has an encounter with an individual on the street. They put out a picture of that individual and say, we want to know who this person is who has this encounter because you might have talked to himself. Like, well, it turns out it is a medical expert. And he brought the information that led to, okay, so there's this Nissan Sentra, they interviewed him about that. They interviewed him about what the suspect said to him. They then used their cameras at different license plate readers to find what appears to be that car. The match yet another report they had from a faculty member who said that seen a car like that traveling very smoothly on the day of the shooting. So all of this occurs before the actual shooting. But after the shooting, people start to come forward and the dots get connected. Once they run the plate of that car, it turns out to be a rental. They get the rental agreement and they know they're looking for the lending. Then the hunt is on, and that went from, late last night
stands out to you about all of
Obviously, the chief was clear that he had known that it was just the motive, the connectivity, and I'm hearing the wind, and up the street was the murder of the MIT professor. There was sort of speculation that they were related. It seems so unreal because when you get these kinds of cases with this sort of stuff, that they have a certain MO, right? They're going to do something the same way, whether it's far back like a Unabomber, they're going to do anonymous boxes to people who are under interest. In this case, if we're so different, we really never see that as sort of typical and more typical school shooting or university shooting, and then essentially sort of cold-blooded murder at his home. It now appears, at least by what is being said publicly, that Valenti had a sort of a grievance list, and that grievance list begins with either the university that he finished many decades ago, and possibly this interaction or maybe jealousy of someone he had been in school with in the same program, a bachelor of engineering, so with the university, when I just finished college, the outlet of the presidentially certificated top scholar in this field. It is possible that these judges who had held on to for a long time or something triggers it more recently, but it's possible that there are some cases themselves to the president of holding on to this for some period of time. That would be how you put the pieces together for motive. Even if there's not a gang at all, there might be others who might have known about this or might be arrested or at least investigated. But that is the connectivity has almost, it's him. I mean, it's basically, right now it's a grievance list.
John, obviously, the suspect is dead, so there's not going to be a prosecution, although the investigation that goes with that. What's next for this investigation in terms of figuring out the motive, in terms of lessons learned?
Well, first they've got to figure out the physical evidence. That means taking the gun and putting guns in the car, through ATS, NIVIN system, and others to match the shell casings and then match the ballistic to things fired through the gun. That means, DNA has been recovered on spent shell casings and other items at the scene need to be matched to the suspect when they extract DNA from him. They need to close the loop on. They've got a great circumstantial case here, but here is the physical scientific evidence. As far as the motive, it's exactly what Louis just said, which is they've got to kind of peel back the layer through that archaeological dig through his life, and then look at communications, emails, whatever's in his electronics to see if they can find a story that emerges, because it really does appear that for all of this casing and advanced orders, walking around, planning, switching SIM cards, renting cars, switching license plates, that he didn't come here, this didn't hurt him. He came here on what appears to be a mission. He's an organized offender who anticipated a lot of what he was doing in terms of weapons and ways to force law enforcement and based on high video cameras. And that one was an attack against an institution, found university, and against the human beings who was an attack there to hurt that institution. The other was an attack against an individual person. And, as just stated, we need to figure out what was in his head about those two places, about that place and about that person. What was his story of failure that he blamed on a school and a professor from another school that was once a student of him?
Yeah, we've got some breaking news in Washington. Let's go on to this one. Post on X from the Secretary of Homeland Security, Christian Young, says that the Brown University shooter entered the U.S. University Lottery Visa program. In 2017, he granted a green card. This heinous individual should never have been allowed in our country. In 2017, President Trump fought to end this program following the devastating New York City truck ramming by ISIS terrorists who had 201 program of eliminating people. At President Trump's direction, I immediately directed to pause the T1 program to ensure no more Americans are harmed by this disastrous program. But what do you make of that and what that will mean going forward?
And we'll have to see what they think as we go. I guess I just want to say that we don't know enough right now about when his status was regularized, if the dates actually appear to be during the first Trump administration, and why they are coming out so quickly, within an hour after the press conference to say that a group of people who are on this visa status are all now going to be denied it because of someone who was not on this visa status. He was here for, and he was lawfully here as a permanent resident. Why they should all be harmed. I want to be super careful here because we don't know enough about Lindsay's immigration status in terms of when and exactly where he got the immigration status. But I do want to say this kind of reaction is like apples and oranges, right? I mean, it really is. It is the Trump administration going after immigrants rather than whatever, rather than looking at the sort of longer issues of what happens here, protection for our students, guns and access to guns, all of those issues that are also at play. This is no one I know left that press conference saying this is an immigration issue. But as we know, that the Trump administration will use many of these instances as a way to sort of promote their sort of anti-immigrant stance. And I think it's just premature at this stage, especially because the day he appears right now to put his lawful status being allowed in the United States under the first Trump administration. If they have evidence that didn't happen, it would be good for them to show it. But that's the dating we have right now.
It'll be interesting to see what Caroline Leavitt and President Trump say about this tomorrow. John Miller, Julia Kayyem, thank you for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Up next, I'll speak live to a Brown University student to get reaction to our breaking news, the manhunt for the alleged Brown University shooter coming to an end.
Erin Patterson invites her in-laws for lunch.
The death of 3 people.
What killed them was death count money.
Did she do it deliberately, or did she not? Those murders.
My mom is the most caring, helpful person. But when she got diabetes, it was hard for her to put her health first. With that 27, she's learned how to control her diabetes, so she can be her amazing self.
Christmas Day.
One of you is flying the Hydra home. The rest, making sure it gets there. Don't disappoint me.
Enemies are on the ship. All stations, code red.
They put out a mayday signal. Keep pushing and get to the jet.
Minimal interval. Take off now. They've got our Hydra.
There's a supply room off the hangar bay if you need to stock up. Kudos 6 inbound. We'll get your plane. Down those jets before they down you. I am not pulling the EMP out of your wreckage.
Sadness, scare.
Direct hit. These jets are 4 decades newer than the Hydra. Keep going. I got one less angry blip on my screen. One more signal lost. Clear skies. Bring the Hydra in and we'll take a look at that EMP.
I am a state cancer and trust me. Right, and only $250. Okay, that's nice. What? You didn't check your logo. Apply for $155. You have to check your log. Oh, yeah? Hey! Once your logo, you can compare it to prices for multiple differences. Same hotel, $100 less. I didn't check your log. Check your log. Compare prices. Same up to 40%. Hotel. Trivago. Community Live with Incident. Start today on CNN and watch on the CNN app. Back for breaking news from Brown University shooting. Authorities say the suspect found dead ending a 6-day manhunt. Say Claudio Valenti took his own life at a storage facility in Salem, New Hampshire. He's found with a satchel, 2 firearms, and evidence watching the crime scene. Officials also say a professor in Massachusetts days after the Brown University shooting. 48-year-old Portuguese national was a former student at Brown, but it's still not clear why the university. Providence Mayor says 6 of the victims are now in stable condition. Joining me now live from Atlanta, Brown University student Connie Erdizay. Connie, thanks so much for being with us. Does the suspect
Goes back into the
found
4x4. We use the jet to make some money, destabilize an oil state, and we prep the insurgent to go back into the Merryweather fleet. Now, we're moving on to phase 2, and that means taking the insurgent, once it's fitted with EMP, and getting it into humane labs, so we can turn the lights on. Hey, careful with that thing! It also means getting a Valkyrie attack chopper from, well, teach them who to listen to, Merryweather Security, Port of LS. Once we're done with that, we'll go back to your place, get started on that thing I know nothing about. Details are on your board. Your board at the apartment. Go!
Will be misconstrued given like the present anti-immigrant sentiments that are very prevalent in the media in the U.S. right now. I'm concerned that this will do more harm than good to particularly international students that are right now, but also just the immigrant community in the U.S. at large.
We had a very lengthy press conference. In fact, 2 different press conferences tonight. What was your reaction to watching?
And while I'm so grateful that many people in the Brown community are for that efforts that have gone into the investigation, I'm also a little bit dissatisfied with the confidence around our safety after this tragedy. The governor referred to the shooting as these things happen. And that, our safety was like kind of, in good hands in Rhode Island. And I don't think that that's necessarily something that the Brown community needs to hear right now, or at least not the public hearing because I think people want preventative measures to be in place. People want action. And given that this shooting was one of the first, if not the first, school shootings in Rhode Island, I think we all just want to hear that the state is doing more to protect our security in the future and prevent such gun violence from arising.
I know you were in class with at least a few of the victims of this. I know you're yourself had to shelter in place for 8 hours. Can you describe what the shooting was like for you and what it's been like talking to your fellow classmates over the last few days?
I mean, so I was in the sciences library at the time. That's where many other students studying for their finals. And given that it was so close to the engineering building, there were some people who had come in from the building, and even I know someone who saw someone who was injured. So it was a very terrifying experience for all of us, and to hear everybody's experiences as we were all just in the basement, waiting to be evacuated and to hear any news. It was a very terrifying experience, and now, I would say for myself and many others in the brown community, just now looking back, it's such a saddening experience and a tragedy that has occurred. And I think that we all just kind of hope for more action to be in place so then, these kind of tragedies can't continue, both in Rhode Island and across the U.S., at other schools and anywhere.
How are you processing this? And do you want to go back to school? Like, are you ready for that? How do you feel about returning?
I mean, I think I'm still, going through it as most of my classmates are too. But honestly, I think that I kind of want to be surrounded by my peers and the brown community. I just feel it exists. I know we're all separated, we're all no longer together. And it was just difficult to continue. Given everybody else around me, has other things in their life. Like for other people, this was just a news story, but for me and the brown community, this is our life. And so I think for me, I'm honestly looking forward to seeing my peers again. So I can have people to talk about with and to grow with and together.
And give a hug too.
Yeah.
Connie, thank you so much for sharing. I'm so sorry for you to go through this. Well, people who have experienced mass shooting in school. We appreciate you sharing your perspective and we wish you all your classmates the best.
Thank you so much.
It's a fun breaking news this hour that suspected was shooting and it's a show. Yeah.
Hey, before the United States Air Force Spec Craig Roberts, Dulcie, Michael William Black, Jesse James Decker, and Judy Moore for a very holiday special right here on CNN. Okay, y'all say something. Too late. It's a holiday approach this morning. Rains this area. Struck out with the James H. Important things aren't worth compromising. At Farmers, we offer both quality insurance and great savings.
You founded your kayak company because you love the ocean, not spreadsheets. You need to hire. I need Indeed. Indeed, you do. Sponsor a job on Indeed. Candidates can find it easier, so you can hire easier. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
On Animal, clinical enamel strength can help us to keep our enamel for a lifetime. It's backed by science, is clinically proven to strengthen our teeth. I would recommend this toothpaste to everybody. It's really an amazing product.
I'm moderate to severe cold symptoms got me out of the picture. Now I have Skyrizi.
And now, I'm back in the picture. Skyrizi is the only IL-23 inhibitor proven to help achieve remission of many painful symptoms in just 12 weeks for some people. Many were in remission at 12 weeks, at 1 year, and at 4 years. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help visible repair damage of intestinal lining. Don't use allergic, serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight any occur.
before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's.
Now's the time to take control of your Crohn's. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
It's time to rethink what complete multivitamin can do, like support you as you navigate a new country. Taking Centrum Silver daily is clinically proven to help slow cognitive aging in older adults. You did it.
Article makes it easy. Get fast relief with Tums Plus. Onset slowly and noticeable. And love food at home. Tums.
Arthritis causes pain in your joints. Unlike pills, Voltaren gel is applied to the site of pain, penetrating deep through the skin to the joint, reducing intense pain caused by inflammation so you can move more freely. Voltaren, clinically proven long-lasting arthritis pain relief.
Come on. They're relying on us. We're relying on you. Please donate now.
We're challenging the standard of what comes in the standard. With the next generation GMC terrain elevation, we choose to challenge. We challenge completely. Get this low mileage diesel with 2026 GMC terrain elevation for around $279 per month. See your local GMC dealer.
ESPN Bet is now the Score Bet. The same betting app you love with a fresh new look and even more promos curated just for you. Come run up the score with our all-new daily drops. ESPN Bet players are already updated and can just log in. The Score Bet, now live.
CNN News Central, weekdays at 7 Eastern.
Quick recap of our top story. After days-long manhunt, the suspected gunman who killed 2 people at Brown University last weekend has been found dead. Police say the body of Claudio Valenti, a Portuguese national, here legally, was discovered in a storage unit in Salem, New Hampshire. 48-year-old former Brown student taking his own life. Authorities say Valenti also killed a professor at Massachusetts Institute of Technology on Monday. CNN Brian Todd is live in Providence, Rhode Island, in the middle of that press conference. He just spoke with the chief of police. Brian, what have you learned? What did he tell you?
Well, Alex, what we do not have, according to the chief, is a motive for either shooting specifically. I asked the chief specifically about that a few moments ago on camera after the news conference had occurred, and the chief said we just don't know that yet. I'm going to be, of course, investigating that. So that's a critical piece that they are looking at. What we were told, though, that they do believe a specifically targeted MIT professor, we were also told in that news conference that both the suspect, and again, identified as Claudio Menendez Valente, 48 years old, both the shooting suspect and that MIT professor, both attended the same college in Portugal at the same time in the 1990s. There is a definitive link that they each other. We probably assume that since we went to his house and shot him in the head. But some other information that we know that Claudio Valente is a graduate student at Brown from fall 2000 until spring of 2001, from September 2000 until I think they said May 2001. At that point, we could believe his absence, that he later completely withdrew from the university formally in 2003. Because they said he never got his degree there. And then he was trying to get a permit here. He had his grievance with Brown, and he had his particular, I asked if there was a discipline problem with him while he was at Brown.
Price for the Hydra. That jet's a collector's item. Real nostalgic appeal.
Campus investigation on what's involved. There was a person described as an interest a couple of days ago. But it's not a suspect. It was a person who came in close proximity with the shooting suspect on the day of the shooting, a couple of hours before the shooting. Various officials that this suspect was acting suspiciously and confronted him with the body of Harrison Holland building a couple of hours before the shooting. According to the chief, which is called the initial code, they not only confronted him, followed him around, and chased him. And at one point, the suspect turned around and said, "Why are you harassing? I don't know you from anyone." And then the two men walked away from each other. But that person who confronted him, that same person who confronted him, who then came forward about a day and a half ago and told police what he knew, according to the Attorney General for Rhode Island. This person, in Rhoda's words, quote, "Leave the place open, led them to car images, led them to his clothes, led them to photographs, everything." This person coming forward with information on this case really helped us say confronted him a couple of hours before the shooting. So Alex, that was a very dramatic way to the case. That was one of the things that the Attorney General told me. We didn't have this guy's name until yesterday, shortly before this time yesterday. So everything really kept unfolding for about a day and a half between yesterday afternoon and this evening.
Yeah, pretty amazing. They put out that video, and then he saw it and came forward and actually helped to solve the case. Tina and Brian, thank you tirelessly. Excellent reporting for us all day. More on the ground investigation, including how investigators piece together information to identify the suspect. Our law enforcement analyst, hired FBI agent Steve Morris, thoughts, things inside of the movie happening here as they are telling us, and keep all of this live.
It's literally CNN. You understand? It's mainstream news. Puppets. Yes. Puppets. YouTube on. And CNN. Start today on CNN. And watching CNN.
Struck out with big things. Important things. Why did you just speak this much? Thank you all for said it was the creative section of the cheat said any member of the audience speak over.
Yesterday. Here's your first visit to Shriner's Children's. Remember when you were fitted with your new chair? Ready to take on the world. Look here. You need to take your first steps. When you
Everyone, in the insurgent and get over to Humane Labs.
the most amazing care anywhere, regardless of the families that live in the day. And thanks to a generous donor, your gift will have 3 times the impact for kids like George. Read is my favorite pages of all. This is where your future memories are going. Thanks to the generosity of people who give to Sliders Children's, it's just as wonderful as my friends can grow up with confidence that they can do anything.
You see the EMP glowing in the trunk? That's our payload.
Our dreams come true.
You should think of this as a dress rehearsal. You're getting a feel for the props. The stage will be set. You're working with the other actors. Only this is the kind of dress rehearsal where if you screw up, you die. Okay, then, whose name we don't know. If we're breaking into the lab now, why don't we just go for the target? Because you'll die. Either Mary will kill you, or I will kill you for shitting on my carefully constructed plan.
Brand new possibilities. My grandson is just like him. Family to yours. child experiences and family fees. I'm proud to be part of a comprehensive solution to youth. Get involved today at Empower Coalition.
Tired of body pain holding you back? Try Aleve. For longer lasting pain relief. Unlike Tylenol and Advil, just one dose of Aleve provides up to 12 hours of relief from all types of body pain. Try Aleve.
Tired of struggling with impossible messes in your tub and shower? Mr. Clean Foaming Back Magic Eraser cuts through 100% of soap, scum, and grime, while Mr. Clean Extra Durable never looks the tangles and messes throughout your home. Switch to Mr. Clean Magic Eraser.
Hey Fair, the holidays are here, and I know.
Let's get you proud. Wait there. Emotions.
With season and quick hair.
Perfectly controlled.
Closed captioning brought to you by festivalbook.com. If you are in my life, listen to a few book call now. If you have 214,000.
You're approaching the target.
Our
Pull
great
outside
news
and
and
talk logistics. Hacked in and put the CCTV overload. It won't be stable for long, so we'll have to move quick. Let me show you. I'm sending you the live feed.
Former student at the Ivy League school who dropped out more than 20 years ago. Police say he avoided authorities during the days-long manhunt, changing his license plate.
I've transferred control of the cameras over to you. We don't have very long, so scan the area quick and make sure you know where the guards are. The guards will raise the alarm if they see anything suspicious. If the alarm goes, hold them alone. Look out for their sight lines and take them out of theirs if you have to. You only need to drop them if they're in the way. The aim is to get the insurgent into the bay at the rear of the facility. Clear a path to the
I think they
bay.
had no evidence to go on, and right at that moment, they were just starting to get the distraction and
Clear weather guards between you and the bay. The bay is near the main switchboard for the facility and its primary generator. It's where the EMP will do the most damage and where it's least likely to be discovered. The more damage the EMP does, the longer the lights will be out, and the higher our chances of a successful mission. You only need to take out the guards in your way. Alright, good luck. Get to work.
So I want to tell the whole story when it comes to think about this. The rental car is what
You're doing well. Keep it up.
the person who came from the information. So imagine yourself as an FBI agent. You walk into their rental counter and imagine or say, is this person here? And they rent a car. Yes, as a matter of fact, here it is. And you realize that you got the suspect. There's two things you can ask them. Number one, you can ask them, can I have the credit card that you did this with? That's fine. What I would ask them is, track your car. Can you tell me where that car is?
Only the guys between the gate and the garage are mission critical. I like your thinking.
The way they found your place in New Hampshire is not so much by running that credit card, it take a couple hours for the bank, but probably on a GPS track on that car, which would also explain why SWAT teams are running rather than just two agents in a search. Because they had the car, and by the time they got there, they certainly had the financial information say that you rented a place out there. So they knew what they had when they walked in. And I'm saying that the credit card information
With your surroundings, you'll be back here soon.
The stuff that you have that isn't sort of surprising in the spring that essentially a big pair shot itself with a fluid blood out there it's possible, and on the temperature of the place, and places like that have elaborate security set up.
Visualize your goal. Let's do this.
See what happened, but they actually have problems with people squatting in their places, living in there. So it's not uncommon for people to have that kind of 24-hour access. But when the agents
got there, they probably saw the film of him going in at that time and never coming out.
Why their body language must have changed once they got in there.
Yeah.
So, for everything, that press conference was a hell of a lot. Let's do that.
Concentration is...
The fact that they didn't have anything until that witness came forward, and that kind of a brave witness, I think.
As a kind of goes to the point also about the idea of releasing video, because you said this idea the other day of releasing video means you're desperate, you need something. They release video, and then the guy sees himself and comes forward, hey, that's me. I'm the person of interest. Let me help you.
And so, you got to give him credit for, this is what you do. It's kind of like when you're fourth down in long yards, you're not going to run the ball. You're going to throw a pass. And so I think that's what happened. And unfortunately, they got a tip that looked good early on in the investigation. You can't ignore somebody who has weapons and this kind of stuff. But you shouldn't have a press conference claiming you got it until you know you got it. And I think that press conference was the thing that probably hurt people's confidence in the investigation quite a bit. But I think they rallied back and they did what you need to do when the fourth wrong.
Every once in a while, my hair Mary is coffee and something. That's what happened.
There are multiple Merryweather guards between you and the bay. The bay is near the main switchboard for the facility and its primary generator. It's where the EMP will do the most damage and where it's least likely to be discovered.
Other ones, a new photo from the Jeffrey Epstein case, and it comes ahead of a key deadline. What can be gleaned from some of the latest images when the Justice Department is going to be holding back our political panel next.
Mary Madison invites her in-laws for lunch, and they had beef Wellington.
The death of 3 people as a result of poisoning.
What killed them was death cap mushroom.
The death cap mushroom is the Chernobyl poison.
This is going on. It's one unexpected thing after another.
Let's apologize. Did she do it deliberately or did she not?
Multiple Merryweather guards between you and the bay. The bay is near the main switchboard for the facility.
2.5 times faster than first hire. Visit Indeed.com/hire. Tempur-Pedic designed the Ergo Smart Case to help you fall asleep more easily. Its gentle massage and relaxing sounds help calm your mind every night. Save up to $500 now on select adjustable mattress sets.
The meeting is happening Christmas Day.
There are multiple Merryweather guards between you and the bay. The bay is near the main switchboard for the facility and its primary generator. It's where the EMP will do the most damage and where it's least likely to be discovered. The more damage the EMP does, the longer the lights will be out, and the higher our chances of a successful mission. You only need to take out the guards in your way. You're doing well. Keep it up.
Plus, re-exams and x-rays for images without insurance with 2.0% off dental services for everyone. Making it easier to get started. Holiday care is one more. That's what dental is here.
For gentle, dependable constipation relief, try Seneca. It works differently than other medicines. It is
made from the sentiment and natural vegetable activity. Gentle is a tentacle
Only the guys between the gate and the garage are mission critical, but I like your thinking.
Also,
It's true.
see it, just rest your provider. That's my one.
Stay quiet to keep moving. Get familiar with your surroundings. She'll be back here soon.
See your local GMC dealer.
Stop advertising your servers to archaeologists on site surveys. Start marketing to the right people by targeting industries and functions on LinkedIn ads.
What matters to post-university people? People who pick post want an online education that works on their schedule, so they can get a degree that can help move their career forward without having to meet with people that have a post behind. Are you a post person?
U.S. military carried out 2 more strikes in the Pacific Ocean Thursday against lead. Both 5 people were killed. U.S. Southern Command. The strikes distributed vehicles and every military vehicle to vessels because they were both engaged in an cargo trafficking operation. We saw 104 people.
There are multiple Merryweather guards between you and the bay. The bay is near the main switchboard for the facility and its primary generator. It's where the EMP will do the most damage and where it's least likely to be discovered. The more damage the EMP does, the longer the lights will be out, and the higher our chances of a successful mission. You're doing well. Keep it up.
Investigated wild it's not clear the Rambler network while walking the state. That's the house. It looks like you can publicly share another safety blessing you did earlier without context.
Only the guys between the gate and the garage are mission critical, but I like your thinking.
Those photos of Bill Gates, William, lots of Trumsky, conservative firebrand staples, and you also see images of foreign passports and screenshots of unintended changes. Someone writes about sending girls to unidentified place.
Get familiar with your surroundings. She'll be back here soon. Concentration is key, people. Take an amphetamine if you have one. Stay quiet to keep moving. Visualize your goal. Let's do this.
I think that Donald Trump should never pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. I think I agree with Speaker Johnson on this when he said the woman did recruit and traffic minors and is not a good person. But I also think that we already know that it's there. We already knew that these people hung out with him. We already knew that Steve Bannon was a PR, maven for Edward Epstein. We already knew that left, right, and center people in power were hanging out and palling around with him. I think what we don't know is how did he get all of his money and did he really have a little black book of bribes? I don't know that I believe that. I think it's gross. I think it's grotesque. But I don't think that we're going to be finding out any new bombshells anytime soon.
Yeah, I think that pictures released, first of all, by the Democrats, they did have context. The estate provided them with enough context. But importantly, you do have context for who these people are and what was going on. And I think people on the left, including people on the right, are looking at this thing. I don't care if it's Democrat or Republican, they need to be held accountable for these crimes against children, against doing stuff and hope that this starts to
There are multiple Merryweather guards between you and the bay. The bay is near the main switchboard for the facility and its primary generator. It's where the EMP will do the most damage and where it's least likely to be discovered. The more damage the EMP does, the longer the lights will be out, and the higher our chances of a successful mission. You're doing well. Keep
those volunteer subsidies.
Only the guys between the gate and the garage are mission critical, but I like your thinking.
Some Republicans cited the Democrats to try to force a vote to extend those as the Republicans against that. Where do you see this going? Well, I think this is a tragic. Republicans ruling since 2004. This has been saying Obamacare pastor.
Get familiar with your surroundings. You'll be back here soon.
That's set up to the same Trump ran for his first term saying it again. I'm saying throughout his first term they get it. So now they've come in and they're pulling the rug out.
Visualize your goal. Let's do this.
The in state that are dependent on those subsidies for a while. Nothing but that. We just heard, by the way, this report what they said. So what's wrong with the Republicans? Why they wanted to destroy the business without
concentration is key, people. Take an amphetamine if you're
respond. Not completely disagreeing with you, but also one of the reasons why the subsidies are necessary, and I think that Speaker Johnson and other Republicans are right when they say, should we really be underwriting insurance companies? Maybe because honestly, I was joking to our best money, I would not have gone to Twitter and turned it into X. I would have drastically reformed the medical institutions and insurances here in the United States because it is abysmal and it is not a free market system that I would advocate for. Listen, the Republicans have put themselves in a corner here because these subsidies are needed and are necessary for so many Americans.
A lot of their voters.
And a lot of their voters, and they have been sitting on their hands and pointing the finger, and it's time that they step up and start to do things on a federal level and on a statewide level to make sure that moms like me can have access to better healthcare options and education options for my kids, and that it just goes across the board.
So do you think a deal gets done to extend them?
I think that it might get done, and I think that those 4 Republicans are also looking at the polling and live in purple states where they're going, oh, I want to be able to say that I worked with the other side so I can get reelected.
Interesting, the Turning Points USA holding their big convention. Erica Kirk speaking tonight. J.D. Vance is going to be speaking there soon, and she said on stage, essentially, we're going to back J.D. Vance, and we are going to get him elected.
Is the main switchboard for the facility, and its primary generator is where the EMP will do the most damage where it's least likely to be discovered.
That's very powerful person movement, and I think actually he was broadly to serve with movement organizations like Young America's Foundation and Turning Point USA have a lot of grassroots impact and obviously potential donor impact. Listen, the vice president is okay by me. There are other candidates in the field that I think are much more interesting. Governor Cox of Utah. I love Governor Greg Abbott of Texas. And then I've been a fan of Marco Rubio since 2014. So I'm afraid those are probably people that I would choose. And I don't know. There was a poll that came out earlier today, Ben Shapiro and others were talking about it on their shows, that said that if it was a matchup between AOC and J.D. Vance, AOC would beat him. I think that the affordability issue is something that we have to address. And I don't know that J.D. Vance is going to be the best candidate, especially when, I don't know, in the words of Susan Wild, he's kind of conspiratorial.
But it's funny because if the Republicans, when I look at the potential candidates, you said Marco Rubio, before him working in this President Trump administration, he would have been the Republican that I would look at to say, you know what, he has
Secretary of State, you have the job that he's doing, you have what he's working on, I think, and trying to potentially convince President Trump and J.D. Vance to side with Ukraine and not let them give up more land in a deal with Russia. There are so many things that he's been able to do successfully. I think even from border security, H-1B visas, everything that he has had in addition to, and the guy got complete approval by the Senate. I don't understand why you would potentially vote for him. It was AOC versus Marco Rubio.
Oh, I can't answer that at this moment. If we're faced with that challenge, but I don't think Marco Rubio has the support within the party is the challenge.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I think maybe the broad party he does. I think the general election he does. But the problem that you guys have and that we always have is this primary where it's the pretty sweet that shifts the guy over there.
Typically, vice presidents have a very hard time because they can't separate themselves from the current person. And basically, other than George H.W. Bush, There's not a lot of examples of vice presidents winning. Joe Biden did it, of course, later on with some separation. The other big story of the day, the Trump Kennedy Center, the president renaming it. Well, the board of people that he appointed renaming it on his behalf.
Yes.
Some idea he's floated. Do you think this is a good thing?
I don't think it's going to happen, and I don't necessarily know that it's a good thing. I thought that people on the right were kind of against changing names of things, but I don't know. At least we're not trying to change Ronald Reagan Airport.
Well, look, I'm against any living president or politician having things named after him. Wait until they're no longer with us. Otherwise, it's an ego trip that is just done for political purposes to suck up to that individual, and not usually done while they're in office. I say at least after they leave office. So it's interesting that that happened, but we made a lot of changes in the Kennedy Center.
Left, right, center, and we're like, God bless the man for what he's done for reviving that place and restoring it for the future. I don't know, maybe we'll go. I don't know, maybe we'll go way after him, but not
Ethan, Alicia, thank you so much for being here on a news night, and let's keep that going right now with another hour of this for you. Let me start with breaking news. I'm Michael from live in Los Angeles. We are following breaking news. The man suspected of killing 2 students at Brown University and a professor at MIT found dead. Police say he is 48-year-old Claudio Clemente, former student at Brown. They found his body in a storage unit in Salem, New Hampshire, with 2 firearms, a satchel, and evidence that was matching the Rhode Island crimes. The U.S. Attorney in Massachusetts later announced that Clemente was also responsible for killing an MIT professor in Boston on Monday. New Hampshire's Attorney General said the Brown University custodian and a man came into contact with Clemente, quote, "in this case, right over."
But to me, this was always an authority and investigation where something was going to break through. We had full threads. We were going to gather evidence that would lead us in a particular direction. And I will say that we were really impressed as downward we had that picture of that second individual. And I would say within an hour, no more than 2, I think that person came forward to 2 prominent police officers over on the east side and said he had information, that he was that person, and he had information about this case. And I remember last night watching his interview. He blew this case right over. He blew it over. And that's how these cases sometimes go. You can feel like you're not making a lot of progress. You can feel like you're chasing leads and they don't work out. But the team keeps going because those of us with experience know that you're going to pull a lot of threads and it's not always the first one that's going to get you where you need to go. When you do crack it, you crack it. And that person led us to the car, which led us to the name, which led us to the photographs of that individual next to the car, which matched the clothing of our shooter here in Providence, that matched the satchel that we see here in Providence. He was found dead with a satchel, with 2 firearms, and evidence in the car that that matches exactly what we see at the scene here in Providence.
We've got team coverage. CNN's Danny Freeman is live in Salem, New Hampshire. CNN's Brian Todd is live in Providence, Rhode Island. Danny, let's start with you and that manhunt and what happened behind you.
Yeah, Alex, basically after 6 days of frantic search really all across New England, 2 cases ultimately were closed here in Salem, New Hampshire, of all places. That's because police discovered 40-year-old Claudio Clemente dead with a self-inflicted gunshot wound in this storage facility behind me. Now, earlier Thursday, we had gotten indication that police had come and convened on this particular area. And I'll just tell you, when we got here, it was quite chaotic. There were a ton of neighbors that were out here just looking at the spectacle, an enormous amount of media presence here. And of course, police really swarming this entire area, checking it out number of storage unit facilities, and of course this one behind us. And the whole reason that they ended up here was because they found an abandoned rental car to the suspect in renting, and then also they realized that renting is somehow connected to this specific storage facility. More on that in a moment. But basically, when they found that abandoned car, according to the Rhode Island Attorney General, they could see evidence outside the car looking in that right away confirmed that there was a connection to the Brown University shooting. Also, they discovered that renting itself had a storage
connection. They're seeing live images on the security feed.
So, with the more and that's where they found the suspect dead with that self-inflicted gunshot wound, and that is Grace outlined right there. Also, 2 firearms, and crucially, that satchel that all of us saw in so much of that sort of video.
were left one to have news of you, we'll send you a free book to answer questions you may have. Call now, and we'll come to you. Anytime for 214,000. This guy was changing planes. One of the reasons he felt like a fine was he knew what he was doing. He was changing planes. And so, that's why collective work of following and finding this car was made more difficult because this guy was changing planes. So you got a main plate and you got a forward plate on the same car. That is one of many details on the Brown University gunman. Police say he took his own life in a storage-limited example. Police say Claudio Valenti also killed MIT professor at his home near Boston on Monday. According to police, the 48-year-old was a former Brown University student whose last known address was in Miami. They believe that he acted alone. And although they don't yet have a motive for the Brown shooting, they say he knew the MIT professor. Providence community is remembering the victims of the mass shooting at Brown University. There are flowers and candles and makeshift memorials to two students killed in Saturday's attack. Meanwhile, the mayor of Providence says all 6 hospitalized survivors of the shooting are now in stable condition. A total of 9 people were wounded. President Brown says she hopes the community will come together.
Good afternoon, Kimberly. Only grand protest in Ohio has been fired over the past week, but this won't allow our community to move forward and begin a path for repair and recovery.
Joining me now live is Kristen Kaiser Parker, a student at Brown University. Thanks so much for being with us. You are a senior. You were in the engineering building when the shooting took place. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think I, like many Brown students, am feeling some relief that this guy is no longer out there and a danger to us and to others. I think for a lot of the community now we can really begin to stop being scared and begin to breathe for especially the common disease, Ebola, and victims.
When you hear about him, that he went to Brown years ago and was connected with the shooting of this MIT professor, what do you think?
Well, I will say, I think a lot of students, and myself included, we're kind of relieved that he only has a very faint connection to Brown. I've said before, I think Brown is a really close, tight-knit community, and a lot of us really didn't think that anyone in our community now would do something like this. And so he's connected to Brown, but only from 25 years ago, and he didn't even finish his degree. It is really tragic that his escaping from Providence allowed him to go and commit another horrendous crime. And that's no one's fault, but it is really sad.
This long press conference tonight on CNN that went over an hour with authorities talking at quite length about what happened. Did they do enough to bring you and your peers to closure? What did you make of the press conference?
Yeah, I think it seems that it was the guy who confronted the shooter on the day of and ended up giving him a crucial tip was really a hero. I think the authorities ultimately did all they could. It's easy to look back and say that there's mistakes made, but there always are. No one at Brown wants Brown to be a security state or surveillance state. And I think they gave a very complete description. If you want an even more complete description, you can read the affidavit.
Right.
And
how do you, and what do you think about, you say security state, what do you want Brown to look like next? And how do you feel about going back to school?
I genuinely hope that Brown, in some ways, changes as little as possible while grieving and remembering those that we've lost. Brown is such a beautiful community, and I hope that we can continue to be a trusting place, as we always have been. Obviously, I think it wouldn't hurt if we had key security cameras, but I still want Brown to be the kind of place where people feel free and not watched all the time. I think when I go back to school, I will still feel safe in this community. That
Kristen, thank you for your time. Thanks for sharing your perspective. And I'm so sorry what you've gone through, but it's really great to be able to talk to you.
Thank you for your time.
Amazing. Still to come, a one-on-one interview with the Providence police chief about this case that confounded investigators for the better part of a week. Dr. Brian Todd is ahead.
The holiday season is here, and CNN Underscore is your VIP pass to unique gifts and the best prices. All right, Tony, how did it feel? Yes, really comfortable. Oh, yeah. Shop last-minute sneakers now at understore.com. You founded your kayak company because you love the ocean, not spreadsheets. We need to hire. I need it to. Indeed, you do. Can you sponsor a job on Indeed? Send it, find India, so you can hire. Visit Indeed.com. Recent first-time use reaction. Ask your doctor about these symptoms. Certain medical conditions may worsen. Tell your doctor about nasal, heart, or other medical conditions. High blood pressure. If you're pregnant or breastfeeding, and all medication. Side effects include nasal discomfort, headache, runny nose, shaking, and throat irritation. Book a hassle-free virtual visit at getneffy.com today and pay as little as $0 to Neffy.
Every 15 seconds, someone is riddled with cancer. At the American Cancer Society, we're here to help you along your journey. And today, we're asking for your support. You can help us fund important research that saves lives.
Apple would also be really clear if you had
To get you voucher. To donate today.
Alka-Seltzer Plus works. Cheers. Cheers. This is a better taste. No guarantee. Alka-Seltzer Plus Blue.
Sometimes you just need more. Self-care has never been this easy. Try Zero Sugar Gummies from Nature. Same benefits, zero sugar.
Why choose Sleep Number Smart Bed? I need help with this smart. Sleep Number does that. Thank you. All mattresses are on sale. Plus, a free essential bed sheet set. Any bed version. Only at Sleep Number.
I'm visualizing shopping deals and winning calls cash. No one can track me.
It worked. This weekend, get instant Kohl's cash. Plus, shop for holiday savings splits at KohlsandKohls.com. Kids, do you know what the best luxury travel is? Togetherness? Creating memories. Adorable. But no, it's about having a City Strata Award so you can relax in families for the best possible night.
City Strata Awards where it counts. That's the point.
These eyes.
These eyes, create the theater. They take all in.
What time, Davis? Customer time. Hey, wait. Education on the clock. These eyes deserve better care.
I'm the best doctors.
That's why I take them here.
Place that's all about better.
Better care. That doesn't break the bank.
With a team of doctors and associates.
Who believe every single eye deserves better. Get better care that works with your insurance. At American Family. Erin Patterson invites her in-laws for lunch and it had big plans for them.
But then I was very thankful that they was all opposed to me.
What fueled our more steadfast
The certificate of my trainees for Chicago opposed me.
Breaking news, dramatic new developments in the hunt for the Brown University shooter as police work to determine the motive. We are told that they have no clear sense of why the suspect fatally shot two people at Brown last weekend and killed an MIT professor on Monday. Portuguese national Claudio Valenti was found dead in a storage unit in New Hampshire on Thursday after killing himself. Valenti completed 3 semesters of graduate school at Brown studying physics, but did not receive a degree. That was decades ago. CNN's Brian Todd asking Providence Police Chief about the investigation late tonight.
Here's Police Chief Oscar Ramirez. Chief, thank you. It's been a long night. From what you know, what can you tell us about possible motive for both the Brown shooting and the MIT shooting, which was connected to this one man?
Listen, we don't have a motive. As you know, it's developed pretty quickly. As the story is done a little further into it, we went to various sources that I talked to, some of the partners, to find out more. But the story that
The second person who was involved in this quickly pivoted proximity shooting was such a dramatic break. You really can't underestimate how dramatic that was, right? Talk us through that, what that man did for you and this investigation.
It was dramatic in the sense that we had already video footage, right? And we observed that we were able to interact with each other. So, you know, if we knew each other, we knew we had a personal interest. You know, we have this fascinating behavior that sort of like having an interaction. At one point, he was chasing that person.
He chased him.
Correct, chasing him. So we didn't know if there was an argument going on. We went through. And so we fill out his house, right? We don't even know if that if he had a domestic, was that it, was he, was that other person was involved in this police incident? Those were all questions. But so when we came forward to actually verify, corroborate what we were thinking, that we didn't know the person. But we were using his case after him, which we were trying to learn more about, which he had seen his background, but he had a disagreement with his background. And then he provided us with a vehicle that we purchased, the subject was manipulating, had a fob, was locking it, locked and put it behind the door, so we knew that that was the person's vehicle. That was a break in the sense that he gave the description for us.
Backing up just a little bit, he had a disagreement with him, he had some kind of argument with him. Any more detail on that? And how long before the shooting was that confrontation, that argument?
Yeah, that was before. That was before.
About how long before the
It happened around 2 o'clock. And so, yeah, it was a few hours prior. But he called his attention, and to your point, sometimes it's just those moments. We're a police department, we're looking for anything. So we may already have more things that we didn't know that was in the car. But placing the car into the system, one, license plate vision, then you learn the real vehicle, learn the real plate, then you learn that he had rented it. The person of interest, and that's what led us to.
Did this other person, though, did he say what made him suspicious about this alleged shooting? What got into his mind that this guy is bad news?
Yeah, well, he was a fixer. The fixer was actually a Brown graduate. He spent a lot of time on Brown. Since he knew that he's part of that community, and he realized that that's the only reason he's going to do it, and that's what focused him on.
Talk to me about these final moments of this shooter's life. Did he kill himself as law enforcement was close to him? Or do you think he might have done it hours before? When do you think he might have done it?
So that development that occurred with him while we started the search on him. So I'm not really sure if that happened prior or before, but I know the FBI investigators were calling the units up there, also my DCI is up there, and the detective. So I'm not sure how long he was there for, but I'm sure the medical examiner will be able to find that answer out.
Anything else you can tell us about this alleged shooter's personal life? He lives in Miami. He talked to his family and friends. Did they come forward to get any other information about what he was doing for a job?
No, nothing yet. Again, we just found out that he late last night, and asking for this priority to put him in handcuffs. And so we did every agency that got to him extremely early this morning, and he's here at over midnight. And so he's asking for information to make an apprehension, and obviously when we enter the storage unit, we found out that they're taking his own life.
You heard a lot of questions today, David, Professor and the police chief about the cameras, the lack of cameras in the building. What's your view on that? I know you're not police chief of Brown University. Should the building have had more cameras in the old part where the shooting took place? Could those have made a difference in the investigation?
We have a great relationship with them. I think that's an icon that we're very close to the
How do you feel at this moment? Do you feel a sense of relief? A sense of relief that this city is now clean.
Yeah, especially being hurt for more than relief. I feel that we brought justice to the family, the victims, the parents, the mom and dad, and obviously I also feel very extremely proud of the police department. I think that 32 years of service, I've never experienced it like this, but I know that I'm part of a great team and that there is nothing to make them on the police.
Well, thank you for your time, Chief, and thank you for the investigation. It's been a good one. Thank you, sir.
Thanks to Brian Todd for that. Coming up, a new photo dump in the Jeffrey Epstein case, and it comes ahead of a big deadline. We'll show you the pictures next.
I'm just trying to figure you out.
It's not going to be easy. Chevy Chase Society in town. He has massive movie star ASL. And then he went down. It was a mistake. I'm sorry.
Chevy had to do that.
Hi, cuties. I don't think a lot of people have that.
Yes, I am. I'm who I am, and I like who I am.
Own Chevy Chase, $800. Use the weekday on Sling and next day on Sling.
Why did you use a Sleep Number smart bed? I need help with this. Sleep Number does that.
Thank you. All mattresses are on sale, plus a free essential bed sheet set with any bed version. Only at Sleep Number.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I didn't check the Georgia Buck, my boss.
Go, dogs.
Yeah. So we need to...
Checking Allstate first was smart. Barking at my boss. Dog. At least I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds.
For gentle, dependable constipation relief, try Seneca. It works differently from other laxatives because it's made from the senaplant, a natural vegetable laxative. Gentle, dependable, Seneca. Also available in great tasting gummies and soft chews.
Doctors recommend Colon Skin Softener for gentle, dependable relief of constipation. It's so gentle, doctors even recommend it during pregnancy and after surgery. Colon induces water in the stool, making it softer so it's easier to go. No much laxative present in place. Colon.
Wonder Day Women's Multis are made for your overall health with nutrients for immunity and energy. So you never have to poo. Wonder Day, the one for you.
What kind of kids spend $29 daily these days and send someone to their ancestral village to give them a taste of their heritage, on-site and outside? That's a big gift for a small price.
Shopify's point-of-sale system helps you sell at every stage of your business. With fast and secure payment, with card readers you can rely on, and one place to manage it all. Whatever the stage, businesses that grow with Shopify.
I'm visualizing shopping deals and winning close catch. No one distract me.
It worked. This weekend, get instant Kohl's cash. Plus, shop a holiday savings blitz at KohlsandKohls.com.
What if she says no? You got this. Hi, Allie. Will you go to prom with me?
During the Subaru Share the Love event, we donate to charities like Make-A-Wish.
You wish for a prom?
I wish for a girl for you.
Get a great deal on a new Subaru, and Subaru will share the love.
Honestly, this used to be a bigger girl.
Now Texas is open doors to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts. They do the taxes so you can work out with confidence. This is Texas. Hey, Georgia, could you join me, United States Air Force Band, Craig Rogers, Dosey Song, Michael Bublé, Jesse James Decker, and many more for a very, 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 very holiday special right here on CNN. Okay, y'all can hear me. Too late.
The individual was identified as Claudio Neves Valenti, date of birth, and he was a 48-year-old man. He's a Brown student. He's a Portuguese national, and his last known address is in Miami, Florida. And I will tell you that his own life tonight.
Providence, Rhode Island Police Chief there describing how the manhunt now open for the suspect in the mass shooting at Brown University. Authorities say the suspect now to Washington, where it is now Friday morning, deadline day, for the Justice Department to release its investigative files on Jeffrey Epstein to the public. It's not clear what the parameters will be, but House Democrats say there must be no further delay.
I am hopeful. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt that tomorrow we're going to get all of the files. But if we look at past behavior, I'm not sure that's going to happen. We may get a partial release. We may get highly redacted information that doesn't tell us much. We have to release everything. We will use every tool available to us, including if we need to go to the courts and if we need to take legal action to get the files released, we're prepared to do that. But we're going to see what happens tomorrow.
Meanwhile, lawmakers have released more photos from the late sex offender's estate. Democrats on the House Oversight Committee publicly shared another 60-plus images earlier without context, include pictures of an unidentified female body covered in quotes from the novel Vidya, as well as photos of prominent figures like Bill Gates, Jimmy Allen, philosopher Noam Chomsky, and conservative firebrand Steve Bannon. You also see images of foreign female passports and a screenshot of part of a text exchange where someone writes about sending girls to an unidentified place. I'd like to issue a correction. Last hour, when I was introducing our panel, I mistakenly said that Steve Hilton, who was California's candidate for governor, was in newly released photos from the Epstein files. I meant to say Steve Bannon. There was so much going on, I didn't even realize that I did it at the time. Now that I've been told, I want to apologize to Mr. Hilton and clarify Steve Hilton had nothing to do with the Epstein files. Other news. Now, President Trump is heading to North Carolina in the coming hours. He's expected to deliver a speech hailing the state of the U.S. economy, even as polls show that voters are concerned about rising prices. He told reporters that he plans to blame former President Joe Biden for, quote, the mess that he inherited. A similar message that President Trump pushed during this primetime address on Wednesday. We're now learning that inflation unexpectedly slowed in November to 2.7%. Good news for the Trump administration. Economists point out that the numbers are a bit distorted because of the historic government shutdown.
We have people begging for me to do this, people that are in great pain. This reclassification order will make it far easier to conduct marijuana-related medical research, allowing us to study benefits, potential dangers, and future treatments. I promise to be the president of common sense, and that is exactly what we're doing.
President Trump has signed an executive order to reclassify marijuana from a Schedule I drug to a Schedule III. Schedule I drugs do not have any acceptable medical use, include drugs such as heroin, LSD, and ecstasy. Schedule III includes things like Tylenol, drugs which have a moderate to low potential for addiction. The order does not federally legalize marijuana, though. Earlier tonight, I spoke to Kyle Sherman, the CEO and founder of FlowHub, the largest cannabis retail company in the U.S., about this decision.
Look, the average American isn't going to see a whole lot of change here because it really doesn't affect them. This really affects research at the federal level, and then, of course, it affects some of the businesses that are operating in the legal, regulated market. But for the everyday American, they're not going to notice any big change. It's not like 1 million dispensaries are about to open up in their community because of Trump signing this executive order today.
How does it change research?
Yeah, it's a great question. So because cannabis has been sitting in, as a Schedule I substance since 1970, since Nixon spun up the Controlled Substances Act and put cannabis there as Schedule I, it means cannabis really has had no medicinal value. And because of that, it makes research very, very difficult. You have to go through this very onerous DEA process. It's extraordinarily political, very hard to do anything when it comes to deep medical research with these drugs that sit in Schedule I. With cannabis moving to Schedule III, is that researchers can go get licensed easier. They can go study the positive effects of cannabis. And I think one of the interesting effects of having cannabis as Schedule I is that most of the research that was done prior, really, to today, with this EO being signed, was all about the harms of cannabis. It was far easier to fund research that looked at the harms of cannabis and continue to prove why it should sit in Schedule I. And now we're really opening the door to say, look, like, there's obviously medicinal value here. Let's take a deeper look at why it helps people sleep or why it helps kids with epilepsy or, why it helps people with Parkinson's, those sorts of things.
The U.S. military carried out 2 more strikes in the Eastern Pacific Ocean on Thursday against alleged drug trafficking boats. 5 people were killed. U.S. Southern Command confirmed the strikes in a social media post saying that the military hit the 2 vessels because they were, quote, engaged in narco-trafficking operations. At least 104 people have now been killed in the ongoing campaign by the U.S. military against drug trafficking vessels in the Pacific and the Caribbean. More ahead on the story is, stay with us.
Erin Patterson invites her in-laws for lunch and they had beef Wellington.
The death of 3 people as a result of poisoning.
What killed them was death cap mushroom.
The death cap mushroom is the Chernobyl of poison. There's more of the story than we see on it.
What is going on? It's one unexpected thing after another.
Let's cut to the chase. Did she do it deliberately or did she not? Death count at the mushroom murders. Streaming December 19th on the CNN app.
The new meeting is happening Christmas Day. It's for breakfast, microwaves for dessert. It's 3 holiday traditions. With star power, frosted. It's the stars of the Christmas Day begins at noon on ABC and ESPN.
I never thought this would happen.
We got you. Call the team with the speed and precision hospitals trust to keep them safely operating through the unexpected. Serve like it never even happened.
It's the final game, folks. This one plays the series. If it's important, it's not worth compromising. Which is why with farmers, you don't have to compromise quality to get great savings on your insurance. Here, take mine. We are farmers.
COPD isn't pretty. From the struggle to breathe to getting stopped in your tracks. But with Trelegy, I can finally move forward. With 3 medicines in 1 inhaler, Trelegy keeps my airways open for a full 24 hours and prevents future flare-ups. Once daily Trelegy also improves lung function, so I can breathe more freely all day and night.
Trelegy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsening breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy for COPD, because breathing should be beautiful all day and night.
Kids, do you know what the point of luxury travel is? Togetherness? Creating memories. It's adorable, but no. It's about having a City Strata Elite card so you can relax in the Admiral's Club until the last possible second.
City Strata Elite. Rewards where it counts. That's the point. I was born with wings, but psoriasis swooped in to clip them. Now, with Vimselix, I'm back to clearer skin.
Only Vimselix targets and blocks IL-17A plus F to calm inflammation.
Most people got 100% fair skin, some after the first dose.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections and low ability to fight them, liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease occur. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Start to get back to clearer skin with Vimselix.
Ask your dermatologist about Vimselix.
Guys, we need this to go well, so let me do the talking.
Oh boy.
It's Lil AC and Andy. Puppets, there are stand-ins in case we need to use the bathroom, even as your giggle.
Do not sound like that.
Yes, we do. I told you it might be difficult.
What does your puppet say?
I'm Emmy winner Andy Cohen.
I've won Emmys too.
For news.
New Year's Eve Live with Anderson and Andy. Coverage starts today on CNN and watch on the CNN app.
Australia's Prime Minister has announced a national firearms buyback plan following Sunday's Bondi Beach shooting, which left 15 people dead at a Hanukkah celebration. The government will buy back surplus, newly banned, and illegal firearms to get more guns off the streets. The Prime Minister has also declared Sunday to be a day of national reflection and that there will be a national day of mourning in the new year. Hundreds of surfers and swimmers held a paddle out in the waters off of Bondi Beach. The tradition is often carried out when the community suffers a loss. Surfers who participated say it was a powerful show of unity.
It was magic just to see the community back together. Yeah, it was amazing. Amazing. I think the crowd exceeded expectations, but that's what it's all about, right? It's pretty cool to see Bondi back open, everyone getting back together. We're coming back. What was being said out there? I think it's tricky to hear when there's almost 1,000 people out there, but I think everyone was sort of reflecting in their own way and seeing the energy back in the community. It was beautiful.
Investigators are heading to North Carolina after a private jet crashed shortly after takeoff, killing 7 people, including a top former American race car driver. The crash happened Thursday in the town of Statesville. Video taken by witnesses shows the plane bursting into flames as it hit the ground with emergency crews battling the fire. On board was former NASCAR driver Greg Biffle, his wife, and their 2 children. NASCAR says Biffle was one of its 75 greatest drivers. There are no reports of survivors. The U.S. and Russia expected to continue their talks on Ukraine peace efforts on Friday, when U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff set to meet with Russian negotiator Kirill Dmitriev in Miami. That's according to a White House official. President Zelensky says Ukrainian diplomats will hold separate talks in the U.S. also in the coming day. In Brussels, the European Union announced a new deal to finance support for Ukraine for the next 2 years. Claire Sebastian has the details.
European leaders had promised that they would not leave this summit until they had a clear plan as to how to fund Ukraine through the next 2 years. And they kept that promise. In the early hours of Friday morning, after a marathon day of talks, they came to a deal. But it wasn't what some had hoped or even expected. The big focus coming into this was whether or not they would be able to use the cash balances from Russia's frozen assets here in Europe to fund a loan for Ukraine. They haven't managed to reach a deal on that. Instead, they're going to borrow on the capital markets, and that will be guaranteed by unspent funds in the EU budget. Either way, Ukraine will not have to pay this back until the war ends and Russia pays reparations. So European leaders here were keen to paint this as a win.
The message we are sending to Russia today is crystal clear. First, you have not achieved your objectives in Ukraine. Second, Europe stands with Ukraine today, tomorrow, and as long as necessary.
Had we left Brussels divided today, Europe would have walked away from geopolitical relevance and would have been a total disaster.
So Europe has passed this test of its strength and unity. But this whole process did amplify divisions within the bloc, and it suddenly came down to the wire for Ukraine, which by the spring would be facing a cash crunch so large that its president, who was here today, President Zelensky, warned that it might even have to cut back on its critical drone production. That crisis, for now, seems to be averted, and Ukraine goes into the next phase of peace talks with the US in a stronger position. Sebastian, CNN, in Brussels.
Finally, TikTok has signed a deal to sell most of its assets to a new U.S. entity with an American investor group. Though the agreement is not yet finalized, the U.S. TikTok app, with 170 million users, will be controlled by a new joint venture. It includes tech company Oracle, private equity firm Silver Lake, and Emirati-backed investment firm MGX. TikTok parent, Beijing-based ByteDance, would have a 20% share. The app's future in the U.S. has been uncertain since a law last year required ByteDance to spin off its U.S. assets or be banned. American lawmakers fear that the Chinese government could access ByteDance data and use that for national security threat. That's it for us. Thanks so much for being with us on this busy night of breaking news. Hope you'll be with us tomorrow. We'll have a chance to have some more fun, but this news tonight has been very, very important to cover. The news continues with Kim Brunhofer after the break. Thanks so much for watching CNN.
I'm
just trying to figure you out.
It's not going to be easy. You're going to be chasing society and television. He amassed the movie star hit. And then he went downhill from there. It was a mistake to leave SNL.
Have you had to do hard?
Hi, Hueys. I don't think a lot of people have the happiness I have. I'm who I am, and I like who I am.
I'm Chevy Chase, and here now, here's New Year's Day on CNN, and next day on the CNN app.
When it's time to start your business, it's time for Shopify. Designed with easy to customize themes, sell everywhere people shop, and never miss a sale with the world's best converting checkout. See why millions of businesses sell with Shopify. Start your free trial today.
Liberty Mutual customizes.
Wait, am I one of those Liberty Mutual commercials where they stand in front of the Statue of Liberty and talk about how Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need?
Yes.
Oh. What happens in this one?
Seagulls.
Oh, I like it. How are you doing?
Only paying for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Psoriatic arthritis symptoms can be unpredictable.
Monday, Joyce Hart.
It sits on your skin.
I got Cosentyx. Feels good to move.
Feel less joint pain, swelling, and tenderness, back pain, and clearer skin. Help stop further joint damage with Cosentyx. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur, like tuberculosis or other serious bacterial, fungal, or viral infections. Some are fatal. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms like fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, had a vaccine or plan to, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions and severe eczema-like skin reactions may occur. What's the move? Ask your rheumatologist about Cosentyx.
For gentle, dependable constipation relief, try Seneca. It works differently than other laxatives because it's made from the senna plant, a natural vegetable laxative ingredient. Gentle, dependable, Seneca. Also available in great tasting gummies and soft chews.
But I reckon I got to 45. It's time to screen for colon cancer. I love you. Also, I'm just going to report you.
Can I do that? It's true. The Cologuard test comes to you.
Just ask your provider or request online.
That way you can screen for colon cancer on your terms. It's effective and non-invasive.
False positive and negative results may occur. It's not for those at high risk. Skip the drama. Ask your provider or request Cologuard online.
Per enamel, clinical enamel strain, can help us to keep our enamel for a lifetime. It's backed by science. It is clinically proven to strengthen our teeth. I would recommend this toothpaste to everybody. It's really an amazing product.
Machine learning is advancing, but businesses wonder if some machines can keep up.
Let's welcome our new coworker, Jeff.
Copier has a great idea.
Wonder if it's the same idea as yesterday.
It's a performance issue, really. I know people push your buttons, but you still have to deliver.
Anything can change the world of work. ADP Assist AI, informed by workplace data and designed for the next anything.
Alka-Seltzer Plus full of flu fizzy chews. Chew. Alka-Seltzer Plus fizzy chews.
12 teams, one champion. The wildest playoff in sports begins. The college football playoff first round. Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, all day Saturday.
This is CNN Breaking News.
I'm Kim Broomhoover. Let's get straight to our breaking news. A man suspected of fatally shooting two students at Brown University has taken his own life. Police have identified him as 48-year-old Claudio Valente, a Portuguese national and former student at Brown. Authorities in Boston say he also shot and killed an MIT professor on Monday. Valente's body was found in a storage unit in Salem, New Hampshire on Thursday. Investigators tracked him down through information from a person he came into contact with in Providence, Rhode Island last weekend. Listen.
That person came forward to two Providence police officers over on the east side and said he had information, that he was that person and he had information that could help this case. And I remember last night watching his interview, and he blew this case right open. He blew it open. That person led us to the car which led us to the name, which led us to the photographs of that individual renting the car, which matched the clothing of our shooter here in Providence.
Let's get more now from CNN's Danny Freeman in Salem, New Hampshire.
Amazingly, after 6 days of frantic search really all across New England, 2 cases ultimately were closed here in Salem, New Hampshire, of all places, and that's because police discovered 48-year-old Claudio Valente dead with a self-inflicted gunshot wound in this storage facility behind me. Now, earlier Thursday, we had gotten indication that police had come and convened on this particular area. It was quite chaotic. There were a ton of neighbors that were out here just looking at the spectacle, an enormous amount of media presence here, and of course police really swarming this entire area, checking a number of storage unit facilities, and of course this one behind us. And the whole reason that they ended up here was because they found an abandoned rental car that they had connected to the suspect here, Valente, and then also they realized that Valente himself had a connection to this specific storage facility. More on that in a moment, but basically when they found that abandoned car, according to the Rhode Island Attorney General, they could see evidence from outside of the car looking in that right away confirmed that there was a connection to the Brown University shooting. And then, because they had an identity of Valente, they also were able to discover that Valente himself had a storage unit that he started renting back in November in this particular complex. So, just before 9 p.m. the FBI executed a search warrant in the storage facility behind me, specifically in that storage unit, and that's where they found the suspect dead with that self-inflicted gunshot wound, and then as you heard of the soundbite right there, also 2 firearms, and crucially, that satchel that all of us saw in so much of that surveillance video that had been released earlier this week from Brown University. We've been out here for many hours. We've seen investigators out here all night, presumably inside that facility, combing over the entire storage unit where, again, Valente was found. But also we've seen them outside here really combing over a car as well, presumably the car that led them to this spot in the first place. And then we actually saw that car being wrapped in a silver tarp and taken away, again, presumably to be analyzed for more evidence. And investigators really hoping that maybe information inside there or inside the car can point to what may have led the suspect to commit allegedly these 2 really horrific acts.
Police say the connection between the Brown University and the MIT killing surfaced only in the past 48 hours. CNN spoke with retired FBI Special Agent Bobby Chacon about the case. Here it is.
I really thought this was going to be more of a random type of thing or ideological type of thing, but it looks like he had, a personal connection to the MIT professor, having gone to school together, and then, obviously a connection to Brown University and that very building where he probably attended classes back in 2000.
And yet, the way he carried them out, so different, right?
So different. So one is very personal, up close. This is somebody I know, somebody I went to school with. Probably resented some of the success that the professor had. That professor was a world-renowned expert in his field and connected kind of to the field of physics, which the suspect was, or the killer was, pursuing a PhD in. That interests me. But yeah, much more personal. And then certainly the Brown University shooting was much more impersonal and much more random, that he just decided to select that room and that group of innocent people to kill. It'll never make any sense, and it's just heart-wrenching.
Yeah, and it's got to be so upsetting for those family members and the randomness of it. Meanwhile, you were on with us a few days back talking about the fact that it seemed like they were at a complete dead end in terms of the FBI, that they were throwing a Hail Mary by putting this video out there. This is what you do when you don't know anything. And yet, what do you make of the fact that it seems like the video paid off?
Yeah, well, that's why you do it, because sometimes it does work. It's, probably a little bit better chances than a Hail Mary, although if Aaron Rodgers throw it, it's probably about the same. But I think that, I think sometimes those work, and when you are doggedly pursuing an investigation, you do everything in your power to do it. You throw stuff out there. The media helps greatly. They're pretty much partners in this. They're the ones that get it out to the public and keep on the story, and that's how people see it, and that's how breaks come, and that's what they got in this case. They got the break they needed by, staying with the story, by staying, keeping the story alive, by the media keeping the story alive, And that's how they got the big break.
It's interesting to me that that individual that's been called a hero tonight did not come forward before that video came out, though. That he didn't come forward with that information right when it happened.
Yeah, I've heard him described as a homeless man and alternatively as a janitor. So sometimes people living on the street, they are hesitant to go to authorities. They don't think the authorities will believe them, that kind of thing. So I think this person may have put it, or somebody put it on Reddit, put the tip about the car on Reddit, and then somebody saw it, alerted the police to, somebody should follow up on this person. And then of course they got the video and they put it out, and the person said, oh, that's me. They want to talk to me. They don't want to talk to me as a suspect. They want to talk to me as somebody who came into contact with the suspect at the time.
And joining me now from Fairfax, Virginia, Brown University student Bill Thomas. Thank you so much for being here with us. Really appreciate you coming on. It just must be so tough after nearly a week of shelter, fear. Now that the suspected shooter has been found dead, I mean, what's going through your mind, the mind of your classmates right now?
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Kim, for having me. This past week, I think, has been a really difficult one process for myself.
All right. Well, as you can see, it is my bedtime.
Sheltering in place on Saturday, like first.
Y'all have a good one. I will see y'all later.
Campus house, like that was a super stressful.
Make sure to brush y'all teeth.
And then on Sunday we woke up to this next day, like we could go back to campus, but the shooter was still at the
Good night.